Blue Lock is holding its Egoist exhibition in less than 24 hours, where many leakers, fans, and even voice actors are expecting to get reveals on some big news for the story. But what exactly do you think we're going to be receiving? Season 3 news? A new spin-off reveal? Absolutely fucking nothing? Nobody really knows, but I want to. So here are the things I'm expecting we could get revealed during the Egoist exhibition in less than 24 hours. Now, the first thing I could really see us getting revealed at the Egoist exhibition is the announcement and reveal of some new character designs and voice actors. When you look at the poster and promotional material for the exhibition, they obviously show some Blue Lockers as well as Sai and Shido, who were prominent characters in the last season, but they also show someone special and new, Michael Kaiser. Now, obviously, Kaiser was teased at the end of the second season with his blue rose being shown, but we didn't get a face reveal of the character until this recent art. And not only is he sporting the Bastion München suit, the Egoist exhibition has been continuously putting out merchandise which shows off the Bastion München uniform and logo for the next arc. So they clearly have no desire to hide the team of Bastion München or the contents related to it. So if you think about it, we could be getting the reveal of a new character. Obviously not characters like Charles, Agi, Lorenzo, or any Master Strikers, since they already play such a huge role in the story or are just big figureheads of the next arc, but maybe someone like Ness is likely to get a reveal. I mean, not only is Ness on Bastion München, the team that we are getting a lot of promotional material for, but he is also the right-hand man to Kaiser, the main antagonist for this next season. And considering we got the colored manga volumes releasing with the reveal of Ness's official anime color palette due to the serialization, I think a reveal of Ness's character design for the anime could be coming very soon. I've seen a lot of people speculating that we'll be getting a voice actor reveal along with Ness's character design, with some fan castings being like Daiki Yamashita, who voices Deku in the My Hero Academia anime. And I'm not here to agree or disagree with the fan casting. I'm just here to say that I think we could potentially get the reveal of a new character, and if we got a voice actor along with it, who knows? But out of any of the possibilities that we could be getting for this event, I think that this one is the most unlikely. Now, the next speculated content reveal that I've seen a lot of people talking about is something that I've actually been considering and thinking about and theorizing for over a year and a half now, and that's the adaptation of a Blue Lock OVA. Now, rumors were spreading from leakers within the community that a Blue Lock Day Off OVA will be announced soon, adapting chapters 150 to chapter 152 from the manga, adapting the accurately named Blue Lock Day Off arc. This arc as a whole is pretty chillax, considering it is a slice of life arc which follows the Blue Lockers through the aftermath of the Blue Lock vs Japan U20 game, leading up to their return for the next phase of the project. And given the fact that this arc is the perfect size to adapt for a single episode, many have speculated on this possibility for a while now, since it would allow for us to jump straight into the new Egoist League with Season 3. Now, I just want to say that these statements relating to a Blue Lock OVA are not confirmed to be true and are only rumored speculation based off of some leakers. But I do think it has a very good chance of happening. It's been almost a year since Blue Lock Season 2 began, with us being around 9 months since its conclusion, and many people are anticipating the reveal of something new. And while many people may find this arc to be a useless point in the story, I think it adds great exposition for the characters and their realization for their development. Rin begins to ponder on his true ego when he matches up against Sai. Isagi understands and gets perspective on how far he's come since his loss against Kira, and we just get some awesome interactions with the rest of the Blue Lockers and the Japan U20 team as they hang out in Shibuya. Plus, we would get to see Gagamato in his adorable bear suit. How can you not want that? Now, before actually writing this script, this prediction was actually my second most likely prediction, but thanks to an interview and some new information, it's actually been changed. Something else has caught my attention and become far more likely. Because with a recent interview with Kaneshiro and Nomura, I could actually see a new spin-off manga being announced. This spin-off manga would be treated in a similar capacity to episode Nagi, but it would obviously cover a different character. But what character would it cover? Episode Shido? While fun, I'm not sure if a whole spin-off could be dedicated to him, since his time in Blue Lock would be the primary focus. What about an episode Sai? It's a personal favorite of mine, and it would be a great chance to expand upon his time in Spain. However, considering the intention of him returning soon and wanting to face Spain in the U20 World Cup, I think we would get the content in the main story through that outlet. Okay, but what about an episode Igiguri? No? Alright, bad joke. But if those characters aren't getting a spin-off, who is most likely to receive one? Well, that would be the glorious god-chosen emperor and blue rose striker of Germany, Michael Kaiser. During the interview with Kaneshiro and Nomura, which was actually an autograph signing where fans got to ask questions, we got a lot of content in relation to Michael Kaiser. And there's actually one core statement that I want to focus on in relation to Kaiser and this interview. While the translation is rough, Kaneshiro basically summarizes how Kaiser will not only return for a major role in the future and will be a prominent character, but he'll be going through a reconstruction arc. Now, I couldn't think of a better way that this potentially hints towards the reveal of a Michael Kaiser spin-off manga. Kaneshiro had said something very similar during the beginning of episode Nagi's release, so hearing this statement about Kaiser feels very promising. And there's also a lot of extra info that came with this as well. For example, the artwork we received of Isagi and Kaiser, where we see Kaiser with a soft smile. When asked about why Kaiser was drawn in such a way, Nomura and Kaneshiro said that he was drawn based on Kaneshiro's feelings that he was currently having towards the character in this moment, and what Kaiser would be feeling at this very moment. Which to me and other creators implies that Kaiser is currently undergoing his character reconstruction arc with Ness, since Ness had said that he wanted to fix Kaiser's broken soul, and it appears to be going very well. Which is so great to me because I love Kaiser and Ness and think that they are some of the best written characters in the entire story. Considering the gap between the last time we see Kaiser and Ness to right now is as much time as we spent in the NEL, we could easily get a spin-off covering Ness and Kaiser's reconstruction and stability of their relationship, and even get to see the matches in the U20 World Cup from Kaiser and Ness's perspective. I think that it would not only be a great way to give development for Kaiser and Ness, but to get us attached to other characters on the potential German national team. For example, many people expect Germany to face off against Japan at some point in the story, with myself believing that they will face each other in the finals of the U20 World Cup. I think that building up a Kaiser and Ness spin-off would allow for Kaneshiro to develop and establish the German team as a group of players who aren't just no-names. If we could see Germany be the final opponent for Japan, we can have Germany be built up to be a substantial obstacle against Japan, an enemy that surpasses the total strength of Loki and Charles together. But also, if this is the final matchup of the U20 World Cup, it could be adapted at a pace that concludes the spin-off right as the matchup of Germany and Japan begins in the main story. It would bring things full circle, allowing for the build-up of the spin-off to transition into the core storyline, with us being able to appreciate each story more. Because you would have two teams that you're both very attached to. You have the BLUELOCK team and the German national team with Kaiser, Ness, and the other German players that have been built up with the spin-off, and them facing off against each other after having this much development would make this game one of the best and in sports manga history. But it would also give us a chance to expand upon the new generation 11 players without having to force Japan to face the countries with each respective one on them. We currently know of 4 confirmed new generation 11, with 7 others speculated across the tournament. We would need an outlet to develop each of them in depth, and I think a spin-off manga through Kaiser and Ness and the German team playing through the U20 World Cup is a great outlet to do so. With a Kaiser spin-off manga covering the U20 World Cup, Kaiser and Ness and the German team can face off against other respective new generation 11, establishing them into the story while not forcing them into the main timeline through Isagi or BLUELOCK's lens. It would be one of the best ways for the story as a whole to develop in the future, especially with these characters needing some focus in one way or another. There was also a comment made that Kaiser is actually the biggest threat and biggest enemy and antagonist to Isagi in the BLUELOCK story, someone even more threatening to him than Noah himself, which is a huge development for this point and potential reasoning for a spin-off. Kaiser is being built up as the biggest rival to Isagi, so the creation of a dedicated spin-off manga will allow for us to have this depth for his character growth in anticipation for this match. Considering Nagi got a spin-off himself as he was labeled as the second protagonist of the story, and with Kaiser now being labeled as the big antagonist to our main character, it just makes sense that Kaiser would be the next character to receive a spin-off. But despite my ambition and desire for a spin-off, I think the most likely thing we could be getting during the Egoist exhibition is Season 3 news. Now, I don't consider BLUELOCK Day Off to be a part of Season 3 given the speculation for its potential adaptation as an OVA, plus Season 3 news can be a variety of things. It could be a poster, it could be a trailer, it could be a teaser of some voice lines, really anything that gives us an update about Season 3's production. We haven't really gotten a lot of news recently, with the most recent news being the confirmation confirmation of a third season back in May, and a notice of production change even earlier than back in February. But that's all we've really gotten. We've gotten no updates or news from leakers or the official Kodansha company, and no statement from Kaneshiro or Nomura either. But considering the World Cup is going to be happening in 2026, it wouldn't surprise me if Kodansha and 8-Bit wanted to announce Season 3 to premiere around that time. I mean, Season 1 was releasing during the time of the World Cup back in 2022, and 2 years later, Season 2 debuted in 2024. It's possible that they want to approach another 2-year gap between each section of the story, but want to pace it in a way that provides the most engagement for the series. I don't really care when they release it so long as they provide us an improved quality as opposed to what we got for Season 2. I would personally hope to get a poster or just a basic trailer announcement like we did where Season 2 was voiced over its poster, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, it's all well and good to hope for some kind of announcement during the Egoist exhibition, but you have to wonder, what if we just don't get anything? Wishing for stuff is okay, but we do have to accept the potential reality of us not getting any kind of new content revealed. Like I mentioned earlier, BLUELOCK's anime has been radio silent when it relates to updates about production, and we haven't heard anything from leakers either. It's been a while since we've heard anything, even from the creators themselves, so it is possible that this Egoist exhibition is just being used to hold us over until Season 3 is at a substantial point to where we can get a poster or some kind of trailer. I'm personally of the belief that we will get something in any capacity when it relates to Season 3 or the BLUELOCK series in general, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got absolutely nothing from this event. It would suck a lot, but that's just something that we would have to accept. With less than 24 hours until the release of the Egoist exhibition, we have a lot of hopes for this event and what it could mean for the BLUELOCK series. I hope you guys are excited for this event and whatever kind of content we could eventually get revealed from this event when it happens to release. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video just as much and will continue to enjoy it in the future. And if you enjoyed this video that much and want to join my Discord server, you can do so by joining the link down below to become an even closer part with our amazing community. But as for the question of the video, what do you most hope to hear about during the BLUELOCK Egoist exhibition? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. Like always, I've been Aero. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.